Hello students, Jinali Shah welcomes you all on behalf of Saraswat International Academy. Today we will begin with the next part of the chapter Plant Growth and Development. Students, basically in this chapter we are studying regarding the plant growth regulators, which we commonly called as the plant hormones. In the previous video we have studied that basically plant growth regulators are broadly categorized into two groups. One were growth promoters, which includes auxins, gibberellins and cytokinins, and other were growth inhibitors, which mainly include the abscisic acids and ethylene, right. We have also studied the discovery of all these 5 growth regulators, and we have studied the characteristics and functions of auxins. In today's video, we will be studying regarding the characteristics and functions of the remaining 4 plant growth regulators, which are gibberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid and ethylene. So let us begin with the video. So first of all, in today's video we will discuss regarding the gibberellins. So what are the general characteristics of gibberellins? So they are a kind of the promotory PGR. PGR is plant growth regulators. So basically they are which type of growth regulators? They are growth promoters. They promote the growth of the plant. Now, more than 100 gibberellins have been reported widely from different organisms such as plants and fungi. So, basically more than 100 gibberellins have been isolated from fungi and higher plants. And how are these denoted? They are denoted as GA1, GA2, GA3 and so on. GA indicates gibberellic acid. So basically the chemical nature of the gibberellins is acidic. They are acidic in nature. However, gibberellic acid GA3, it was one of the first gibberellins to be discovered and most intensively studied form. Okay, there are 100 forms. उसमें से भी जो first discovered form था वो GA3 था, and it is again the most widely studied form of the gibberellins. All gibberellic acids are acidic in nature. So what is the chemical nature of gibberellins? They are acidic in nature. Now let us study regarding the functions of the gibberellins. So they produce wide range of physiological responses in plants. Basically their main function is to increase the length of the axis. So basically it will be helpful in the stem elongation, and this property of gibberellin is used to increase the length of the grape stalk. So the ability of the gibberellins to cause an increase in length axis, it is used to increase the length of the grape stalks. It causes the fruits like apple to elongate and improve its shape. So the apple elongates and its shapes improves in the presence of the gibberellins. They also delay senescence. Senescence is the aging process. So it doesn't allow the early aging in the plants. And due to that reason, the fruits can be left on the tree longer so as to extend the market period. Gibberellic acid 3, that is GA3, is used to speed up malting process in brewing industry. So basically gibberellic acid क्या करता है, वो malting के process को accelerate करता है in the brewing industry. So what is malting process? Malting process is a process of steeping or soaking, germinating and drying the grain to convert it into a malt. जो process से grain माल्ट में कन्वर्ट होता है, कौन से प्रोसेस से? पहले उसको स्टीप करते हैं, इट इज सोक्ड इन वाटर, देन इट इज जर्मिनेटेड एंड दैट जर्मिनेटेड ग्रेन इज देन ड्राइड, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द माल्ट, एंड दिस माल्ट इज यूज्ड इन द ब्रूइंग इंडस्ट्री. व्हाट इज ब्रूइंग इंडस्ट्री? इट इज द इंडस्ट्री डीलिंग विद द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द बियर, के जहाँ पे स्टार्च के सोर्स को, हियर बेसिकली जो भी माल्टेड ग्रेन है उसको स्टीप करते हैं एंड इट इज फर्मेंटेड यूजिंग द ईस्ट विच रिजल्ट्स इन द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ द अल्कोहल. सो बेसिकली माल्टिंग प्रोसेस को एनहांस करने के लिए, एक्सीलरेट करने के लिए जिब्रेलिक एसिड 3 इज वाइडली यूज्ड. Sugarcane stores carbohydrate as sugar in their stems. So basically we know that sugarcane stems, they store the carbohydrate in the form of the sugar. So spraying the sugarcane crop with gibberellins increases the length of the stem, thus increasing the yield by as much as 20 tons per acre. Now as the sugarcane stores the sugar in their stem, and if we spray such sugarcane crop with the gibberellins, what will happen? The length of the stem will increase, because we know one of the property of gibberellin is elongation of the stem. So अगर sugarcane crop को gibberellin spray करेंगे, then the length of the stem will increase, and as a result the yield will also increase, and it is said that by doing such treatment the yield increases as much as 20 tons per acre. Spraying juvenile conifers with GAs, that is gibberellic acid, hastens the maturity period leading to the early seed production. Okay, conifers में अगर gibberellic acids को spray करेंगे तो उनमें juvenile conifers यानी young conifers में if we spray gibberellic acids, then these plants become mature early, and उनमें maturity period जल्दी आता है, and if they mature early उनमें seed production भी क्या होगा? Faster होगा, early होगा. The gibberellins promote bolting, which means internode elongation just prior to flowering in beet, cabbages and many plants with the rosette habit. Now bolting is a process के जहाँ पे just before flowering के before the flowering process takes place, just उसके पहले the elongation of the internode takes place. That process is called as bolting. So gibberellin, it promotes bolting in beet, cabbages and other plants which have the rosette habit. Now what is rosette habit? What is bolting? Let us see that. So certain plants, they show profuse leaf development but reduced internode growth. Such form of growth is called rosette, where large number of broad leaves remains attached to very short axis. Now there are certain plants के जिसमें बहुत सारे लीफ का डेवलपमेंट होता है. They develop large number of leaves, but in such plants what happens कि उसका जो एक्सिस होता है, उसका जो इंटरनोड होता है, the growth of the internode is reduced. What happens? The growth of the internode is reduced. So क्या होता है? Internode is less, but वो internode पे बहुत सारे leaves होते हैं, right? Large number of broad leaves are found on that internode. So such property is called as what? Such form of the growth is called as a rosette. जहाँ पे क्या होता है? Large number of broad leaves remains attached to the very short axis. It has been observed that such plant exhibits excessive internode growth just before reproduction. Now it is observed that those plants which have rosette growth, in such plants just before the process of reproduction there occurs the excessive growth in their internode. Normally इनकी internode में growth नहीं होता है, it is very short, the growth is retarded in the internode, but just prior to the process of reproduction the internode, it grows excessively. It elongates 5 to 6 times the original height of the plant and then the plant starts flowering. So इसमें क्या होता है कि रिप्रोडक्शन के पहले जब इंटरनोड ग्रोथ क्या होता है? बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है. इतना ज़्यादा होता है कि इट इज़ 5 to 6 times more than the original height of the plant. Okay, and such plant now starts flowering. So stimulation in internode growth just before reproduction is called bolting. So what is bolting? Internode growth एकदम जल्द होगा just before the process of reproduction, that is called as bolting. If such plants are treated with gibberellins during the condition of rosette growth, the flower plant bolts and flower. Okay, ऐसे plant को अगर हम ड्यूरिंग देयर रोजेट ग्रोथ हम जिब्रेलिन्स की ट्रीटमेंट देंगे तो क्या होगा, उनमें इंटरनोड का ग्रोथ जल्दी होगा. एंड अगर इंटरनेट का ग्रोथ होगा, दैट प्लांट विल ऑल्सो फ्लावर. सो इट हेल्प्स इन द बोल्टिंग एंड फ्लावरिंग इन द plants which shows the rosette growth. So that was regarding the gibberellins. Now let us study regarding the cytokinins. Cytokinins have specific effect on cytokinesis. Cytokinesis is the process of the cell division. Okay, न्यूक्लियर डिवीजन के बाद जो सेल डिवीजन का प्रोसेस होता है उसको बोलते हैं साइटोकाइनेसिस, और यू कैन से साइटोप्लाज्मिक डिवीजन. एंड वर डिस्कवर्ड एज काइनेटिन, which is a modified form of adenine, a purine, from the autoclaved herring sperm DNA. So cytokinins, they were discovered as kinetin, which is a modified form of purine, and from it was discovered from what? It was discovered from autoclaved sperm DNA of herring fish. हेरिंग एक फिश है, उसके स्पर्म ऑटोक्लेव्ड डीएनए. ऑटोक्लेव इज वन काइंड ऑफ द स्टरिलाइजेशन टेक्निक के जहाँ पे प्रेशराइज स्टीम इज यूज्ड फॉर द स्टरिलाइजेशन प्रोसेस. सो ऑटोक्लेव्ड हेरिंग स्पर्म डीएनए में से काइनेटिन डिस्कवर हुआ था. नाउ काइनेटिन, इट डज नॉट अकर नेचुरली इन प्लांट. Search for natural substances with cytokinin-like activities led to the isolation of zeatin from corn kernels and coconut milk. Okay, basically cytokinin की effect कहाँ पे है? Cytokinesis पे. So ऐसे natural substance were found from the plant, and what was obtained? Zeatin was isolated. किसमें से zeatin? फ्रॉम कॉर्न कर्नल्स एंड कोकोनट मिल्क. एंड ये जो zeatin आइसोलेट हुआ था उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज दे वर सिमिलर टू द साइटोकाइनिन्स. सिंस द डिस्कवरी ऑफ zeatin, several naturally occurring cytokinins and some synthetic compounds with cell division promoting activity have been identified. So after the discovery of the zeatin, other naturally occurring cytokinins and some synthetic compounds which promote the process of cell division, they have been identified. Natural cytokinins are synthesized in the regions where rapid cell division occur. For example, root apices, developing shoot buds, young fruits, etc. So natural cytokinins, where are they found? They are normally found in a region of rapid cell division. What are such examples? Root apices, shoot buds, young fruits. These are the region of active cell division. And यहाँ पे normally cytokinins होते हैं. It helps to produce new leaves, chloroplast in leaves, lateral shoot growth and adventitious shoot formation. वो न्यू लीव्स को बनाता है, क्लोरोप्लास्ट का फॉर्मेशन करता है, लेटरली शूट को ग्रो होने देता है, as well as it allows the shoot from the adventitious buds. It also helps to overcome the apical dominance. वो apical dominance को overcome करता है जिसकी वजह से प्लांट में lateral growth होगा. They promote nutrient mobilization which helps in the delay of leaf senescence. वो क्या करता है? Nutrient के mobilization, that is it allows the movement of the, or you can say it allows the transportation of nutrients, and this transportation of nutrients helps in the delay of leaf senescence. इसकी वजह से leaf में aging जल्दी नहीं होगा. It promotes cell division and cell enlargement. It can break dormancy of many seeds and also promote their germination. अगर seed dormant है तो वो डॉर्मेंसी को तोड़ सकता है. इट कैन ब्रेक द डॉर्मेंसी एंड इट कैन ऑल्सो प्रमोट जर्मिनेशन प्रोसेस इन सच सीड्स. सो दैट वाज रिगार्डिंग द ethylene. Regarding cytokinins. Now let us begin with the next growth regulator, that is the ethylene. Ethylene is the simple gaseous PGR. It is synthesized in large amounts by tissue undergoing senescence and ripening of fruits. So basically कौन से tissues में ethylene ज़्यादा मिलेगा? So in the tissues which are undergoing senescence and in ripening fruits. Influences of ethylene on plants include horizontal growth of the seedlings, swelling of the axis, apical hook formation in the dicot seedlings. Now what is apical hook? So apical hook is a structure which protects the shoot apical meristem. Shoot apical meristem जब सीड को जर्मिनेशन के लिए सॉइल में सो करते हैं तो शूट के एपिकल मेरिस्टम को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए एक स्ट्रक्चर बनता है and that structure is called as apical hook. It promotes senescence and abscission of the plant organs, especially of leaves and flowers. So abscission is falling of the flowers and leaves. So basically वो एजिंग के प्रोसेस को प्रमोट करता है एंड लीव्स एंड फ्लावर फॉल को वो प्रमोट करेगा. इट इज़ हाईली इफेक्टिव इन फ्रूट राइपनिंग. फ्रूट के राइपनिंग में इथिलीन इज द मेन थिंग. It enhances the respiration rate during the ripening of the fruit, and this rise in rate of respiration is called as the respiratory climactic. So basically जो fruits में ripening का process हो रहा है वो fruits में वो respiratory rate increase कर देगा. So the rise in the respiratory rate is called as what? It is called as the respiratory climactic. Ethylene breaks the seeds and bud dormancy. वो seed and bud dormancy को break करता है. It initiates the germination in peanut seeds and it also promotes the sprouting of the potato tubers. It promotes the rapid internode and petiole elongation in deep water rice plants. It helps the leaves or upper parts of the shoot to remain above the water. सो बेसिकली क्या करता है, इंटरनोड के ग्रोथ को रैपिड कर देगा या वो पिटियोल को इलोंगेट होने देगा इन द डीप वाटर राइस प्लांट. ओके, व्हाट इज पिटियोल? द स्टॉक ऑफ द लीफ इज कॉल्ड एज द पिटियोल. दूसरा, वो लीव्स या शूट के अपर पार्ट्स को वाटर के ऊपर रहने देता है. इट ऑल्सो प्रमोट्स द रूट ग्रोथ एंड रूट हेयर फॉर्मेशन, thus helping the plants to increase their absorption surface. वो रूट ग्रोथ को प्रमोट करता है एंड रूट हेयर का फॉर्मेशन करता है. एंड एज रूट हेयर फॉर्मेशन टेक्स प्लेस देयर विल बी इंक्रीज इन देयर एब्सॉर्प्शन सरफेस. It is used to initiate flowering and for synchronizing the fruit set in pineapples. So वो flowering के process को initiate करेगा and fruit set के process को synchronize करेगा. What is fruit set? It is a process of transition from flower to young fruit, which is a key step in the development of the sexually reproducing higher plants. ये कैसे होता है, we will see that. दूसरा, it also induces flowering in mangoes. Since ethylene regulates so many physiological processes, it is one of the most widely used PGR in agriculture. Very, very important, students. Question may be asked, give scientific reason why ethylene is most widely used PGR in agriculture. So आप लोग को सब ये PGR ethylene के functions है, ये आपको mention करना है. Now हमने ये एक देखा कि ethylene initiate the flowering and synchronizing the food set in pineapple. So what is that? So we know that ethylene is one of the hormone which is present in flowers of pineapple so that the fruit formation occurs fast. So due to the presence of the ethylene in the flowers of pineapple, the fruit formation occurs fast. Now it is also used in commercial purpose to fasten the process of flowering and fruit formation so that the fruits can be sold. Okay, it also fasten up the formation of the flowers after fertilization, and it is also widely known as fruit ripening chemical, right? It is called also as a fruit ripening chemical. It also increases the duration of ripening of fruit and increases the shelf life of the fruits, and hence it is said that ethylene is used in flowering and synchronizing the fruit set. Now, the most widely used compound as a source of ethylene is इथेफॉन. So, ethylene का जो widely used form है वो कौन सा है? इथिफॉन. इथिफॉन is an aqueous solution. Ithephon in an aqueous solution is readily absorbed and transported within the plant and releases ethylene slowly. So basically ethylene का use कैसे करता है? So basically in the form of ithephon. Ithephon, it is basically in the aqueous form which can be absorbed by the plants and then इसमें से it releases ethylene slowly. Ithephon fastens or you can say hastens food ripening in tomatoes and apples and accelerates the abscission in flowers and fruits, that is thinning of cotton, cherry, walnut, etc. It promotes the female flower in cucumbers, thereby increasing the yield. Okay, cucumbers में female flowers का ज़्यादा development करता है and due to that the yield will also increase. So these are some of the effects of the ethylene. Now let us study regarding the abscisic acid. Abscisic acid was discovered for its role in regulating abscission and dormancy. So basically its main function is abscission and dormancy. Abscission is the falling off of the mature leaf, flowers and fruits. But like other PGRs, it also has other wide-ranging effects on plant growth and development. Not only it is used in abscission and dormancy, but it is also used or it also shows other effects on plants growth and development. It acts as a general plant growth inhibitor and as an inhibitor of plant metabolism. It acts as a growth inhibitor and also it inhibits the metabolism in the plant. It inhibits the seed germination. It stimulates the closure of stomata and increases the tolerance of plants to various kinds of stresses. ये क्या करता है? स्टोमेटा को क्लोज करेगा and due to that it allows the plant to tolerate various kind of water stress and therefore it is also called as the stress hormone. See what is it? So basically abscisic acid, it plays the important role during water stress and during drought condition. वाटर की अवेबिलिटी कम है या ड्रॉट कंडीशन है, ये टाइम पे abscisic acid plays a very important role. It has been observed that concentration of abscisic acid increases in leaves of the plants facing such stresses. जो plants में water stress होता है वो plant में के leaves में abscisic acid का concentration ज़्यादा होता है. It results in the loss of turgor, that is plants की जो turgidity होती है वो नहीं रहेगी and it also results in the closure of stomata. It also plays an important role in seed development, maturation and dormancy. कोई भी seed को dormancy period देना ज़रूरी है. Seeds for certain period of time will remain dormant जहाँ पे उनमें normally most of the physiological activity stop होगी. After dormancy only the seeds can germinate. By inducing dormancy, abscisic acid helps the seeds to withstand desiccation and other unfavorable conditions, other factors unfavorable for growth. So dormancy की वजह से seed dormant हो गए तो क्या काम आएगा? So अगर say for example unfavorable condition, germination के लिए conditions favorable नहीं है तो वो टाइम पे तो seed germinate नहीं ही होने वाले हैं. तो ये टाइम पे seed dormant रहेगा तो ये अनफेवरेबल कंडीशंस को वो इजीली विथस्टैंड कर सकेगा. सो इट हेल्प्स टू विथस्टैंड द डेसिकेशन एंड अदर फैक्टर्स अनफेवरेबल फॉर द ग्रोथ. इन मोस्ट सिचुएशन ABA दैट इज एब्सिसिक एसिड एक्स एंटागोनिस्टिक टू जिब्रेलिक एसिड, यानी ये दोनों की इफेक्ट एक दूसरे से अपोजिट है. इट शोज द इफेक्ट्स अपोजिट टू द जिब्रेलिक एसिड्स. सो दैट इज रिगार्डिंग द एब्सिसिक एसिड्स. Now, what is the general role of PGR or plant growth regulators? For any and every phase of growth, differentiation and development of plants, one or the other PGR has some role to play. At any stage of the plant growth, development and differentiation, कोई ना कोई PGR तो कुछ ना कुछ काम तो करता ही होगा. Each and every phase, at each and every phase of growth, differentiation and development, the PGRs play the very important role. Such roles could be complementary or antagonistic. रोल्स एक दूसरे को कॉम्प्लीमेंट भी करेंगे या वो रोल एक दूसरे से अपोजिट भी हो सकते हैं. दिस कुड बी इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक और सिनर्जिस्टिक. ओके, एक पर्टिकुलर प्लांट ग्रोथ रेगुलेटर ही यूज होगा या मोर देन वन प्लांट ग्रोथ रेगुलेटर्स कुड बी यूज्ड so that the combined effect of the two or more regulators will show the greater effect than of the individual one. So what is it said कि वो individually, say for example एक particular phase में कोई एक ही plant growth regulator होगा या at some phases more than one plant growth regulators may also be used. There are number of events in life of plant where more than one PGR interact to affect that event. प्लांट्स की लाइफ में ऐसे बहुत सारे इंस्टेंसेस है या ऐसे बहुत सारे इवेंट्स है कि जहाँ पे कोई एक पर्टिकुलर इफेक्ट देने के लिए मोर देन वन PGRs आर यूज्ड. फॉर एग्जांपल डॉर्मेंसी इन सीड्स और बर्ड्स, एब्सिशन, सीनेसेंस, एपाइकल डोमिनेंस, ये सब ऐसे प्रोसेस है कि जहाँ पे मोर देन वन PGRs आर यूज्ड. The role of PGR is of only one kind of the intrinsic control. So basically, along with the genomic control and extrinsic factor, they play the important role in the plant growth and development. So the growth of PGR, the role of PGR is of only one kind of intrinsic control. PGR का role is under the intrinsic control or you can say genomic control, and along with that genes and extrinsic factor they also play the role in growth and development. Many extrinsic factors such as temperature and light control the plant growth and development via PGR. Along with the extrinsic factors there will be the plant growth and development along with the PGR यानी extrinsic factors and the PGR together will control the process of growth and development in plants. Some of such events could be vernalization. What is vernalization? The exposure of the plants or seeds to low temperature in order to stimulate the flowering or enhance the seed production. Normally there are certain plants which flower only if they are stimulated to low temperatures. So that process is called as vernalization. So some events could be vernalization, flowering, dormancy, seed germination, plant movements, etc. So these are the general roles of the PGR. So in this particular chapter only plant growth regulators have to be studied for this particular year. So we come to the end of this chapter. In the next video we will begin with the new chapter. Thank you students.